Good morning. It's March 26th. It's Monday. Let me get some coffee here. I was just watching a video called Linus? Is it Linus Tech Tips? And it talked about Windows 7. I'll share in the description a link to it. And this guy Linus, whatever. He's got like thousands and thousands and thousands of videos and followers and stuff like that. The guy is pretty good. I like his demeanor. He's a little over the top, but he brings up a good point about Windows 7. And let me talk about Windows 7. Okay, I'm an ex-Microsoft guy. Okay, I know Microsoft products. Okay, I know the good ones. I know the bad ones. I know the development teams. I know the management teams. For a decade, between 2000 and 2010, Microsoft was basically flat, at least from the shareholder standpoint. But development continued on, and that's where we are today. We got this, cloud stuff, the Azure platform. But what I want to talk about today is about Windows 7 and what have we been doing about Windows 7. Now this Linus guy, Tech Lead, Linus Tech Tips, not Tech Lead. Tech Lead's a different guy. That's Patrick. He's cool. His video today about junior developers. He's right on some things about ownership, carving out your own space. That's basically siloing, justifying your existence. I get that. A lot of developers, they're not narcissistic, is that the word? They're proud of their work, and they should be. I think the Tech Lead guy may have done some great things. I don't know. 50,000 lines of SQL code's a lot of lines of code. In 3 weeks? Yeah, maybe. But back to Windows 7. Okay, I love Windows 7 like a lot of people like Windows XP. There's still XP running out there, and there's still Windows 7. One thing about Windows 7 was where are we going to go? Now, I've already made the jump to Windows 10, but I've also made the jump to Linux Mint. Yesterday I was reading the top 5, top 10 Linux distros. I run Linux Mint. I do. I donate to them. I donate like $100 a month to their cause. You should too. You should donate a little bit. I don't care, $1, $2, whatever. The reason why is if you don't invest in something, you don't have any skin in the game. But Linus, his viewpoint of Windows 7. Well, first of all, he got some facts wrong right away. Windows 7's been running for a long time, a lot longer than he said. Could have been just a mistake. Like, I make mistakes in my videos. I don't go back and correct them. But how many people install Windows 7? 5, 6 years later, they have a problem. They have to reinstall it. And they don't realize how many Windows updates have to be applied before they can actually start using their computer again without it feeling like it's sluggish. A lot. Over 300 Windows updates. Even with Service Pack 1 installed. How do we migrate people from Windows 7 to 10? Just reload. Back up your stuff, reload. Capture your serial numbers. I reload my operating systems on my computers every 3 years, no matter what. Yes, I do have to. There's 2 products that I always have to keep track of. My Adobe, my CS4 product. I got 2 licenses of those. Somebody's using one right now, but I have my main one. The Office products, I keep my serial numbers for that one. I'm now running Office 2019 on Windows 7 and Windows 10. If you can't buy a 5 license of Office 2019 Professional Plus, don't get the onesies, twosies, just get the 5 license. And not the subscription, just pay for it. Get a 5 license. If you're a family, get a 5 license. We can help you with that. But Windows 7, where are people going with Windows 7? It's going to continue running until the year 2023. People think by July, well, the SHA-1 to SHA-2 update security certificate requirements by July 2019, that should be coming along. I quoted some Microsoft tech earlier about why does it feel like the Windows updates right now are so pathetic? They're crashing things. Updates, security essentials, all that stuff is crashing. That's because the B team at Microsoft is working on Windows 7, not the A team. Okay? The A team is over on Windows 10 or the next version of Windows, whatever that's going to be. What, Windows 12? Anybody that's been a Microsoft user, or even engineer for the last 20, 25 years knows that we always skip a version of Windows. So we had Windows, I don't know, 3, 3.1, Windows for Workgroups, Windows ME, Vista, there's Windows XP, I said XP, 95, 98, 95, 98, 98, second edition. Second edition was really good. Windows 95 was really good. Windows ME was, people didn't like that. I liked it, but I wasn't screwing around with it like some people with all their audio problems and networking problems. Windows for Workgroups was really good. Windows 7. Windows 7 is a very strong platform. Windows 10, it's stable after the first 18 months. Now, mind you, there are users out there that are bleeding edge. They'll be early adopters, we call them. These are the people that as soon as something comes out, they are the ones who are, I gotta try this. And they crash and die and you hear them complaining. But usually they already know their tolerance for pain. Me, I'm a production guy. I mean, I even tried OS2 Warp when I was at Microsoft. I unwound that one, looked at it, and tried to understand a little bit about it. It was beautifully packaged, beautifully designed. People loved it at Microsoft that didn't say anything. I didn't really like it. It said, you know, please wait. 2 hours later after installing it, took forever. Microsoft sometimes does that, please wait, or they get their calculations wrong. Windows 7 says it's going to be 2 hours and 15 minutes, when really it's going to be 5 hours to 6 hours. That's wrong. They need to get their calculations wrong. The other thing about Windows 7 that I don't see as a problem that Windows 10 does is when you right-click on a folder, it doesn't calculate properly. You have to use tools like tree size for free to get a good calculation of your disk usage and folders that are eating up your drive space, especially on SSD drives. But Windows 7, where do we go from Windows 7? Continue using it for the next 5 years, so 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, yeah, 5 more years. Just like XP. XP still runs. There's a lot of HVAC, a lot of industrial applications still use XP. They'll virtualize that, put in VM virtual machines. Just because the infrastructure software has been written on XP and it's been running right for so long. Now I know that because I support all these VM clouds running, you know, XP sessions to control infrastructure that would cost hundreds of millions, if not tens of millions of dollars to replace. So the next generation of Windows 7 applications are going to fall into that same category. We know that. But the Linus guy, he's stretching it a little bit, but that's okay. Will I like him as much as Tech Lead? No, not really. I've seen him go overboard, over the top on some drive storage arrays, like 150 terabytes for this one lady just recently, or was it a year ago? I can't remember. I just saw that example, went to her home, did all this weird stuff and looked at her networking, looked at her stack of drives and said, hey, we're going to migrate this to a box in the corner. And he was talking about Cat 6, like, wow, that's really cool. Well, yeah, should be. What else? Windows 7. Do I have Windows 7 running on some of my computers here today? No. No more Windows 7 in my environment. Do I have the Windows Reload software? Absolutely. Do I still have people coming in with Windows 7? 1 in 10. 1 in 10. How many people are on Windows 10 Home? 80%. How many on Windows 10 Pro? 20%. Any Windows 10 Enterprise? No. Windows 7 Enterprise? No. Windows 7 Ultimate? Well, that's an interesting one. 2 in 100? No, 2 in 1,000. That's the right thing. Because I've seen Windows 7 Ultimate come in here. Windows 7 Black Edition. Now that's interesting. I've seen a couple Black Editions. These are usually gamers, you know, young adults. Windows 7 32 versus 64-bit. Interesting. I've seen some people come in with Windows 7 32-bit reinstalled after they went to another computer company, and I do not know why these other computer companies put 32-bit on these people's computer. It's stupid. They got 4 gig of RAM, 32-bit, can't reach it. Or 6 gig or 8 gig. So the first thing I do is I say, you know what? We'll make this computer last 4 or 5 more years. Power supply probably needs to be replaced in 3 years. Windows 7 still strong, still still activates. XP magically still activates. Office 2003 doesn't activate. Really, no. Activation servers at Microsoft still should be working even for XP. It's not that hard to leave a server on to activate. Come on, guys. Come on, guys, at Microsoft, come on. Your phone number hasn't changed in 30 years, so your activation servers should just continue to activate stuff. It works. Don't make us jump through these registry OOBE hooks and hacks. Doesn't make any sense. I have a lot of people in the CNC industry that run on Windows XP. Their Vulkan software, their CNC software that drives metal cutters and water cutters and all that stuff. So they don't want to spend $18,000 to $20,000 to upgrade their software just to run it on Windows 7 when it's the same software running the same hardware. Really. What else? Windows 7. Linux Mint, Peppermint OS 9. I'm doing Peppermint OS 9 for some people in the finance industry. ISO compliance, minimum installs, encryption, all that stuff. Does Windows 7 and the BitLocker and Windows 10 and BitLocker, are those pretty good? It's still hackable. But what isn't? Everything's been hacked. Just think everything's been hacked. Don't worry about it. The Linus guy. I've watched a few of his videos. Good post-production video editing. Very good. That's the only thing I like. It's a lot of, it's like watching a Japanese movie or some sort of Asian movie with their karate chops and their, video slicing and dicing. The tech lead is a lot more smooth. He's a lot more smooth. The tech lead this morning, his video was hilarious. Sarcasm 101. Yeah, he should teach a class on sarcasm. Me? No, I don't like to be sarcastic. Now, I will tease people in person. What else? Windows 7. The Windows 7 updates, those are pretty lengthy. I don't like to hand a computer back to somebody unless all the Windows updates are up to date. And just using Microsoft Security Essentials for their antivirus. I had a video on antiviruses and some blogging on antiviruses and what I use and don't use. Security Essentials is still good. Microsoft just changed from Windows Defender to Microsoft Defender. I think they changed their name for a reason. I don't know why yet. So this is Andy from Mountain Computers. I just wanted to talk to you about Windows 7. It came to be. It's great. It's still solid. Will it last for another 5 years? Yeah, it will be. It's well installed. I mean, like the XP install base was huge, is huge. 100 million computers. Windows 7, 100 million computers plus. 300 probably. 300 million. Windows 10, we'll get to 10 million. It's free. Windows 7 was expensive. If it came with a computer, it was included. Windows 10 is included. What's the next version of Windows? I mean, really, what is Windows 7? Why do people like Windows 7? I like Windows 7 because, the start button's there, the file system's fast, the command prompt's still there, the applications install really fast. I mean, it's great to have 8 gig of RAM on a Windows 7 machine. If you have 16, great. If you have 4, RAM is cheap now, so if you got a laptop, make sure it's 8. If it's an SSD drive, 250 gig SSD drive. Windows 7, Windows 10, doesn't matter. 250 gig SSD is running $100 and some change. Just make sure the controller's right. Make sure it can handle the SSD drive. If not, just do a Fire CUDA drive. Do a hybrid SSD Serial ATA3 drive. I think that's about it. So anyhow, this is Andy with Mountain Computers. Happy Monday morning. Like, subscribe, and share. And sponsors, the Go Green PC tune-up software is still, we just did another release here last week. We're making some modifications, some good ones. I'm going to start adding metrics, which I did in the last version, but I'm now adding metrics based on the log files that will be on your computer. I don't get them, you get everything. Just download, it's free, run the restore points. It runs on Windows 7 just fine. I think that's about it. So there will be more to come. and bye for now. This is Andy with Mountain Computers. Have some coffee. Enjoy your day. I'm going to get back to programming and working on computers. I've got so many computers to work on-site and off-site, so it's fair. It's just, there's a lot to go over, so I'm going to do a shout out to the Linus Tech Tips and to the tech lead guy. Both of you guys. I'm watching you. Hopefully you're watching me. I think the tech lead guy's picking up on some of my intro and conclusion tips, but that's really just my impression. Maybe we're just, on a quantum level. Who knows? But anyhow, more to come.